Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to a live edition of Mafia Roundtable with Dominic Cicale. Today we have, I'm going to start with, I have my EG Vodka. We have the Earl Grey tea, and it's like a minty, refreshing taste. It's really, really good with some iced tea. Having some drinks. I have my boys here with me from the Cicale family, Inc. in the house. And we have Mike here who owns Bocelli's out in Tampa, Italian eatery. Excellent food. And it's also the house of EG Vodka. We'll be shooting out there in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to do a big segment out there. We're going to have guys from the Mafia Roundtable there. Maybe a few Capo'S might be guest appearing on the show. So stay tuned. And if you want really good Italian food, go to Bocelli's. Hey, Mike, where in Tampa?
Off Bayshore Boulevard.
Bayshore Boulevard.
427 Bayshore Boulevard. Yeah.
Go there, tell them I sent you, and he'll charge you 20% more on your bill. Nah, go there and you'll get a 20% discount off your bill. Just mention Mafia Roundtable, Dominic Cicale. It's done. We take care of our people. That's the way we do it, folks. Also, EG Vodka. That's the home of EG Vodka. Go to egvodka.com, buy your EG Vodka. We also have Joey with us too, with Always Lit Cigars. See, comes old school style. These are really good cigars. Go to Always Lit Cigars, order your cigars as well. Hand rolled, great cigar, really, really good. And it's priced right, folks. So I'm telling you, we're coming together with the Cicale Family Inc. I have so many people looking to join. We're going to take recruitments, come in. But also, we're going to be checking on people. We have our investigator doing background work just to make sure everybody's legit, because we don't play around. I'm not going to jeopardize all the hard work we put together for some knucklehead trying to destroy it. It's not happening. Everything's legal. The legalized mafia, new day mafia. That's the way it's going to be. So with that, I want to thank everybody. Also, we have the Patreon channel coming out. With Jeff NADU, there's going to be different content. I mean, my life story, it's called The Life of Dom Cicale by Jeff NADU. Go to Patreon, sign up. We're going to tell my life story. A lot of people have been asking, so we're going to go into that. And then dive in deep into the Bonanno crime family. I have a lot of 302s. We have information on everybody in that crime family. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that was never told, never brought out to the public. So we're saving it. So go to Patreon, sign up, and I'm sure you'll love the content. Jeff put a great formula together. And speaking with Mikey Scars, we might be doing thing with No Excuses, coming together. Maybe I go on his show 1 month, maybe during the month I'll be on his show, he comes on mine, go back and forth, but we'll keep everybody interested. So we have a lot of things going on, so just stay tuned, be patient. I know everybody wants to hear everything all at once. Can't do it. It's just not happening. So we'll go into a story first. First I'll talk about Tough Tony. He was a capo in the Genovese crime family. He owned and operated a restaurant, Parkside in Queens. Excellent food. Tony was a great, great guy. First time I met Tony, actually one of the first times, I might have met him prior, but there was a gym in the Pelham Bay section of the Bronx, not Pelham Bay, in New Rochelle. That's just on the outskirts of the Bronx. It's called Omni Gym. It was owned by the Fiorinos, who actually are the brother-in-laws of Barney Bellomo, what they say, they dub him as the Genovese crime boss. Their brother-in-laws. Big gym, 20,000 square foot. They had a boxing ring. They had racquetball courts. And Vinny and I would go there all the time. And we'd always hang out with, I think, the youngest brother, Anthony, who was always in good shape. Great paddleball player. And so Vinny had set up a meeting with Tough Tony. He was coming from Queens. go to Omni for a racquetball game. It would be Vinny and myself against Tony and whoever he brought down. So Tony comes into the gym, say hello to each other. So we grab the court, the racquetball court, and we start playing. So as we're playing, it's like, okay, all right, we got a game here. They're pretty good. Tony was really good, and he was the oldest one on the court. So as we're playing, Vinny runs past them, and then all of a sudden Vinny said, damn, somebody stinks. But he didn't hear it. Tony was old school. He didn't wear deodorant. So I'm like, Vin, shh, that's him. So he goes, oh, shit. Like he didn't even realize it. You know, it's just sometimes the old timers, they didn't believe in deodorant. So he was one of them. So with that, we chuckle, we're laughing. But all of a sudden, we see ourselves, we can't get past, like, the games of 16. We're not getting past, like, 5 points every fucking game. And I'm like, God damn, what the hell? After the second game, we're sitting there. Okay, let's try. Vin, come on, this is embarrassing, really. This old guy and this kid, like, they're beating us. Like, come on, step it up. All right, Bo, okay, I got it. So we're in the third game. Like, they're at about 14 points. We're at 1. I'm like, oh, this is embarrassing. All of a sudden, there's a tap on the glass because they had the glass where you could see into the court. And it's Anthony Fiorino. So he knocks on the glass. He goes like this. So I said, guys, wait 1 second. I think the food had got here because we're having lunch. So I step out. I said, Ant, what's up? He says, Dom, you're not gambling, are you? I says, no, we're just having a friendly game. Why? You're being hustled. The fuck you mean we're being hustled? So he says, you see that guy who Tony brought? I says, yeah. He goes, that's the #1 player in the world, Sudsy. Get the fuck out of here. He says, yeah, that's Sudsy. He's the #1 player. I know him because Anthony is impattable. He said the guy's just phenomenal. Has championships. Like he's the #1 player. I open up the door. Hey, Tony. Turns around. Thought you were slick, huh? As soon as I said that, Tony bursts out laughing. Vinny's looking at me, Don, what the fuck you talking? This guy's the #1 player in the world. Man, we had more laughs with that. And then the guy was like, you would never expect it the way he was playing. He baited us really good. And then we watched and we said, okay, really play. Man, this guy was cracking the ball. Like every time he hit the ball, you thought the ball would split in half. But just burying shots, the placement was unbelievable. So, but we had a great laugh, and that's what Tony was about. Like he said, guys, I tried. You can't knock a guy for trying, but we had so much fun. And then even after that, when I'm going out to Queens, play with them, Tony had a great group of young guys around him. All respected him. He was just really that lovable. But you'll hear more stories with Tony, our interaction with him on some serious issues, looking for people who did wrong with Vinny's sons. So we'll go into that in a later date. So I'm keeping today's show, basically the first part of it, pretty much light. Second guy, Ciro Perone, was also another powerful capo in the Genovese crime family. Great, great guy. Tremendous, tremendous earner. Big money. Just like Tough Tony. And Ciro, he had, I think, Don Pepe's was his restaurant in Queens. I'm pretty sure it was Queens. But he also had a social club right next to it. And I went in his social club one day with Vinny. And this place was like a historic museum with antiques. He had the antique Tommy gun on the wall. All like different things mafia related. That was just phenomenal. I mean, and it was real too, but antique back from the 20s. It was just amazing the stuff he had. And you walk around, you were just in awe of the place, especially it's a social club. And he had to have at least, I would say, $1 million, $1.5 million in memorabilia, all authentic. I mean, really nice. From card tables, just stuff Capone had. I mean, just unbelievable. But another powerhouse guy. Great guy. older, of course, stand up. So now we'll go into the Patty DiFilippo issue. But before that, people, hit the subscribe button. Let's get the subscriber base up. Thank you for all the love and support we're getting on this channel. It's greatly appreciated. We'll go into Patty DiFilippo a little bit. You know, Vinny couldn't stand him. We even had a police car. Actually, you remember the Corvette story I told you about with Vinny getting stopped? My original going to Major World, I was picking up a Chevy Impala. And I wound up leaving with the Corvette. And I told you a story, Vinny, Connecticut State Troopers. If you didn't hear that story, look it up. You'll get a kick out of it. But with the Chevy Impala, I bought it. We were just going to make a police car out of it. So that's what we did. We gave it to Bruno, Anthony and Delicato. And he had it tricked out. We had all the police sirens on it, lights, even took the hubcaps off. So it looked like an unmarked car. Blacked out the windows, blacked out the windshield. And that was the car we were going to use to do hits. It was parked in a garage. We never used it. And Vinny was just adamant about Big Patty, Fat Patty, Patty from the Bronx, whatever moniker you want to give him. But Vinny was adamant, we're killing him. And even Joe Messino, Vinny asked, and Joe said no. And Vinny still told me, Dom, we're going to wait 2 or 3 years, and I'm killing this fat motherfucker. Those were his words. And Vinny even made me promise if he was incarcerated, I was out, take him out. And of course, I gave Vinny my word. That was my loyalty to him at that time. But, you know, just Patty was just a miserable person. And somebody mentioned, I think in one of my comments, Patty knew the life. Yeah, he knew the life. They mentioned he was a tough guy. He wasn't a tough guy. Was not a tough guy. That's not in my eyes. I saw Vinny back him down quick. And this was when Patty was a captain. Vinny was only a soldier. Patty said something wrong. I'm sitting in the car. Window was cracked open a little bit. And I just heard Vinny rip into him. Like, Patty, I don't give a fuck who you are. You want to make a move? Do it now. Like, you got it twisted. Like, Vinny went into him. And just Patty didn't say anything. Shut the fuck up, and that was it. So Patty knew. Also, I just caught Mikey Scars last night. Put something out. Looking to do something with the 3 Capo'S. So we have that. Hopefully will come to fruition. Where we'll have that. We'll bring also maybe associates who are in the life onto the show. Where we'll sit down, have some cigars, hang out. And just kick it like nobody's seen before. I think between the 2 Michaels, Michael Franchise, Mikey Scars, and myself, I think we have a lot of similarities, different views, different eras. I think we'll all complement one another moving forward. And then Michael also mentioned about even helping kids. And that's my goal, to show the kids, like, this life, it's over. The illegal mafia is over. It's done. It's a dinosaur, especially what's going on today. And we have to try to talk, do lectures, get these kids out of the life. Listen, myself, back then, I would have never listened to anybody. That's how focused and dedicated I was. But maybe they might listen to us because of everything we've been through, all our adversities. Because each one of us have a different story. Each one of us was a powerhouse in our own rights. And like Michael Franchise said, and I heard him, we were all Capo'S, but we were actually bosses too. Because we had crew of guys that had to answer to us as well. So we controlled them. We dictated to them. We set policy amongst our crews, following our administration, of course. But in our own right, we were bosses. So I think us coming together for a better cause, even with the sexual harassment, which I have a pet peeve with that, I think we can make a difference. We can make some waves out there. Put us coming together will shed light, where maybe it could go to networks, to Netflix. We do documentaries, series. We have a lot going on that we could bring out to the public that the public's never heard before. So I think stay tuned, stay focused, channeled in. and a lot of good things will come out. That will transpire. So with that, Joe, could you do me a favor, see if Maddie's ready? This way we'll start answering some questions. Mike, if you want to also talk, look at the questions. Give me questions. Wilfredo, you too. And also, folks, please bear with us with our website. Again, I'm doing a lot of stuff with the EG product, the EG line. We're trying to get it into the stores so we could actually drop ship it to you. And also, once the website is up and running, the merchandise, our shopping cart, we're going to have the protein powders, creatine. It'll be fully loaded. Always lit cigars, links. Also, we're working on the link with the health segment. It'll go directly to our medical platform where you get a medical consult. We'll have ED products. That's erectile dysfunction because, listen, as we know, as we get older, we don't have that stamina we once did as a kid, or the firmness when being aroused. So, listen, it's embarrassing, but it is what it is. Anybody who says, "Oh no, that doesn't happen to me," you're full of shit. When you hit your 40s, 50s, even in the 30s, I heard some men tell me. It happens, but we'll do everything discreetly. It'll be sent to you. Nobody will know what's in the package. You'll have your consult online. And you'll be surprised at the products we have to offer. The doctor will come on, explain everything on Mafia Roundtable with people that's been involved, been using the product as testimonials. So, did you find her? Oh, okay. Well, that's it. She's missing in action. So, probably out walking the pack of wolves I have around here. But
I have a
we'll
question.
see. Yeah, Wilfredo.
So says, hey Dom, my cousin Joey is paddling the Ausable River Canoe Marathon in Grayling, Michigan. It's a 120-mile nonstop paddling. Can he get a shout out on canoe number 10?
Who, Joey? Canoe number 10, Joey. Keep on paddling. Keep on paddling, brother. Go, go, go. Mike, anything? You want to read something?
I have a super chat. Says, hi from Sweden. Glad that two of my favorites are going to do something together.
What's that?
I'm going to repeat it.
Okay, yes, please.
Hello from Sweden. Glad that two of my favorites are going to do something together. That'll be exciting, you and Jeff.
Okay,
That's a super
thank
chat.
you so much. Jeff is really... And you know what I like, Jeff? The reason why I like him so much, we had disagreements already. He didn't even know it. I was upset with him. I just don't wear it on my shoulder. I respect his opinion, the way he saw things, and I'm okay with it. So I like people that are not yes boys. They'll say things the way it is, their feelings, their opinion, and that's what I respect. Mike? Hey, she's here. Okay.
I got no service, so it's Maddie's.
Okay. There we go. How many people we have on, Mike? How many, do you know?
190.
Okay. They're waiting for you, Maddie.
To misspell?
Yes.
Or mispronounce?
Wilfredo, you have anything?
I'm reading over here real quick. Say, says, Dominic, hello from the Bronx. I just wanted to say great content and keep it coming. I also wanted to wish you the best with your new show coming up with Jeff. Best to the both of you guys. Jill Alicea.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the support, love and support. And if people know me, it's going to be tight. When I tell you it's going to be tight, it's going to be interesting. A lot of stuff hasn't been out. It's going to be released. Jeff is putting together a great format. We're working on bringing other people on, us going on other people's Patreon channels, go back and forth. And we're going to give you subscribers something that will be quality and entertaining. Maddie?
Did you do it? Did Tony Gaffert?
Excuse me?
Did anyone mention Tony?
No.
Okay, Tony, thank you for your contribution.
Oh, yeah. That one, I just read it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Guys, sorry
I-
about the confusion. We're a little hectic here.
I have one.
Good.
Was Joey Zito a good couple?
Joey Zito. I don't know with Joey Zito, so I can't answer that. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I'm trying.
That's all right.
I can't.
Don, did you know Buddy Laforte from SI?
No, I didn't. Sorry about that.
Have you considered John Panisi as a part of your sit down with the other ex-mate members?
No, I really didn't. I don't know John. I don't know him, so no, I haven't considered him. I never heard of him until YouTube. So no, I haven't.
Polita, Dom, I love your approach. No BS. Would you consider yourself a Sigma male? They are hard to find. Keep it up. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I look at myself sometimes as a visionary. I was always told I'm a dreamer, and again, that's what I'll repeat what Tyler Perry said. If people don't laugh at your dreams aren't big enough. And I don't care. Even with the rap, I put that out there. I'm having a good time. Just being me, comfortable. And I'm secure in my manhood. So I don't care what anybody says. That's why I even tell the group, just give me even the negative comments. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. One thing I learned in life, you're not going to please everybody. You could be the best person in the whole world. There's always people that are going to disagree with that. So I'm okay either way. And I just look to do the right thing nowadays.
I got one from Tony Handsome. Hey Dom, great video as always. Did you have any run-ins with Tommy Taco from Throg's Neck?
Tommy Taco, that was Vinny Basciano's brother-in-law, yes. Nice guy. To me, he was just a harmless guy, wasn't a thug or a gangster. He, I'm pretty sure, ran some number locations for Vinny, lending some money, doing some Shylocking, but that was about it. But I liked him, always respectful. He was Vinny's wife's brother, so I'm pretty sure it was a brother. But yeah, I did have some dealings with him.
Again, I don't know if this was asked since I just walked
No,
in.
not that many questions.
Jay Stone, hey Dom, isn't Jeannie Boy Borello supposed to be getting out in a couple of weeks?
Actually, Mike just mentioned that to me. He asked if I heard from Gene. And yes, Gene, I think, as of a few days ago, told me he has 54 days and counting. And he's like, Dom, it's killing me. Not the time. Anybody who knows when, whoever did time before, the hardest part is the end. That last countdown, the last 2 months. It's like, damn, it seems like the days don't move fast enough. And I'm like, I responded to Gene back, don't worry, that's the hardest part once you come home. And Gene wants me to announce he's coming on the show. Wants to come on, he says, I'm a Bonanno. I'm a Bonanno for life. I'm like, Gene, whatever you decide to do, you have a home here, but you need to stay focused. All that nonsense, running around like an Indian, I'm not going to tolerate it. And I hope Gene will listen to me more so, because he's not listening from somebody who is just an earner out there. He knows what I was about. I was dangerous out there, just the way he was. So he might respect it a lot more. So hopefully he'll conform. We have guys in Tampa like Mike. There's a slew of other guys. I'm not mentioning their names yet. Stay tuned for that. But they're also tough guys. They're also former killers, where Gene, hopefully he'll conform, because he has a good heart. He was misguided around Vinny Saro, around Ronnie G. They just used him. They had him out there running around like an Indian, and to me, that's not what the life is about. You don't burn your friends like that. So hopefully he'll conform. He'll be on the show.
From John, Dom, if you were still in the mafia, what would you have to do with those causing the street crime, like what is going on now?
Causing the street crime? Listen, if I was still in the mafia, you try to evolve. You try to do pick and choose how to make money. I'm sure there's still, I would be more involved probably with the gambling locations, loan sharking, but I wouldn't threaten people. You give them an opportunity, because to me it never made sense. You're going to threaten somebody, hurt them. For what? Now it's even harder to get your money. So, you just have to change. I would probably be involved more in Manhattan in the construction business, where, we use that influence, and, there's different ways to make money as far as just being a gangster and a thug out there. You have to use your brains and wits. So
I'm gonna throw this one out here because James knows the way.
Good.
Dom's going to explain how he stole the 200K from his grandmother. Stay tuned. Again, he says, next one, hey, always stay tuned. Hawks, just Hawks Mech. Again, made for 15 months. How many stories this guy got?
I'm basically out of story, James. You know what? I think you're one of the Basciano boys, or one of the close friends to that, just by the way you're talking. So, but that's just my opinion, my thoughts. But James, it is coming out how my grandmother gave me the money, and what happened to her at the end of the day. We do have that story in the queue, and I'm definitely going to talk about it. And if you really want to get personal, I have proof. I have family members that will back up everything I said, and they were against me when I first cooperated. How about that, James? So let's go there. And don't worry, James, I don't have to prove myself to you or anybody else. Just look at my record. Pull up my 302s. You'll see all the crimes I committed, all the harm I did to people and families, and I'm not proud of it. But I did it. I'm not hiding behind a keyboard or a fake name. So that's it. But I respect your opinion. You have the hatred for me, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with all that. But you know what? When I was on the streets, and there are a ton of people that know me in the Bronx, I'll just leave it at that.
This one's Matthew Santos. It says, hey, Dom, which mobsters that you knew ran the old Fulton Fish Market?
Oh, the only one with the Fulton Fish Market, I really don't know. Down at Hunts Point, you had the Genovese crime family down there. Basically, they had control of the Hunts Point meat market, the produce. That was basically it. The Fulton Fish Market, I think it was the Lucchese's down there. I'm not too sure with that. Gambino's could have been involved, but, that wasn't my thing down there at that time.
Do you think Kevin Kelly is still active these days since his release from prison?
No. I think Kevin's sharp enough. He did a lot of time in jail. Great. I love Kevin. Great guy. Always had my back. I'm sure, he has a bad taste in his mouth that I ratted, that I'm a rat. But at the end of the day, I know Kevin, if he was ever asked how Dominic is, he'd say Dominic's a man. I mean, not a man as far as I cooperated. Cool. A man stand up. Nobody's ever going to punk Dominic down, whether he's a rat, not a rat. Dominic will fight. Dominic will stand up. And Dominic doesn't need a gang of guys behind him. So I know Kevin would definitely say that. But hopefully, I wish him the best. He deserves it. Great, great guy. I have a lot of love for Kevin. And like I said, we were in Lewisburg, and he always had my back. And I never even had to ask him. Never had to ask.
Tony Mack. Hey, Dom, do you know Tony Pizza? He's a Gambino enforcer from Park Avenue South.
No, I don't know Tony Pizza. I never met him. Somebody asked me about a Tony Pizza. There was a Tony Pizza, though, also. And I'm not sure if it's this guy on YouTube, but was around Michael Knows. There was a Tony Pizza at one time. And I'll tell you the story later on. And that's right. Who knows best? Whoever you are, James, who knows best? I tell stories when I want to tell them. This is my show. I'll do it my way, like Sinatra said. So let's get that straight. But I could go on forever with stories, and it'll come out the way I want to do it. So, and I'll tell the story about the Tony Pizza. I know that was around Michael Knows. Wait till you hear that one. The way I rolled in on that guy, and I'm not sure who he was, but I know he's with Michael Knows and the Bonannos.
I got a question. It says, hey Dom, how much did you learn about business in the life? Seems like you ex-mob guys always become successful after leaving the life.
Great question. I think I started with business on first pinch, the murder beef back in the 80s. I was in my early 20s. I was like, damn, I'm not going away again. Got out, caught the drug case. And then while I was in that time, Sally Avellino showed me the stock market. We invested money there, made money there. Then when I came home, I was thinking, like, I'm going to do my illegal stuff without question. But I can make a lot more money legitimate. So to me, it was a hustle. Till this day, it's a hustle for me. Setting businesses up. Hustle in a way, not robbing people, not doing wrong. Hustle as just focusing in construction, nightclubs, restaurants, bars, auto repair shops, where you set up these businesses that are very lucrative and you just run them. So I might have 5 or 6 different companies that some are successful, some aren't, but I just love it. To me, it's a hustle, and I just focus and do what I have to do.
Thomas Russo, does he know about Joe Pistone and his dog murders?
No, I don't know about Joe Pistone. That was before my time. Only what I've seen in the movies, read in some books, but I'm sorry about that. Anybody?
Did you have any problems with any of the blacks or Hispanics drug gangs during your run?
Not really. Not really. We got along, you know. Usually when you're making money, they all know. Everybody looks to help each other out. And, you know, sometimes they would come up to me, hey, here's who we are, here's what we have. And you know each other on the street when you're in the game. And, okay, can I help you out? Could you help me out? That was my thing. So if I'm selling Coke, here's what I'm paying for kilos. What are you paying? Here's what I could give it to you for. You know, you want to do something, we could make money that way. And, you know, from kilos of Coke, kilos of heroin, to pounds of marijuana, pills. You know, to me, it's always a hustle. It's always a game to try to better ourselves, advance, maybe get a better price, or bring on a new customer.
Justin V wants to know, are you related to Stefan Cicale?
Actually, yes. That's my cousin. And he was around Gino in Staten Island, and Gino was in my crew. And I never knew it. I found out when I cooperated, when I was incarcerated. And then I heard Stefan Cicale, I saw in the newspapers somewhere, I'm pretty sure it was the newspapers, they was around Gino Gillespie, and he wound up cooperating. And I was like, fuck, this guy's in my crew, has my cousin, and didn't even tell me. That's the caliber Gino is. So to me, that's a piece of shit. He knew he was my cousin. He didn't want to say anything because he figured I'd take him from him. But, you know, it is what it is. It just shows that life and people that aren't qualified to be in the life.
From Tony Caffert, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing. Now it's time to toast. It's still Saturday, and you need air as well as some relaxation.
Salute, my brother. I'm toasting right now with Mike over there. Mike? Mike, what do you think about the EG?
Oh, fantastic.
Big smile on his face, too. Remember, Bocelli's restaurant in Tampa, Italian restaurant, go there. Mention Mafia Roundtable or Dominic Cicale, you have 20% off. And we'll be out there in 2 to 3 weeks doing a show. Massive show. There'll be other former mob members there. I know they'll show up. It's a part of the Cicale family, Inc. Stay tuned for that one.
Crackers. Dom, growing up, you had beef with a kid from Allerton Avenue. Who was it, and what was it about?
Beef with a kid from Allenton. I had beef with a few kids from Allenton, but I don't know who you're talking about. I know the one kid I told the story, I think his name was Nicky, that I wound up pistol whipping him. It happened at the Van Ness Club. I was with Blaze Rodolfo and Lenny Esposito, which Lenny, rest in peace, that was my boy. We were downstairs in the club. Blaze had some words with him, and he wound up sucker punching Blaze. And Blaze was good with his hands, But he sucker punched him, caught him off guard. And I saw it and I had a beer bottle in my hand and I cracked him. I mean, the bottle didn't even break. And then later on, Van Ness was downstairs. We're at the top of the stairs. He came outside. I mean, he looked like the Cyclops. That's how swole his face was. And so I caught him right here on the bone of the eye. And anybody knows it's either, especially if it doesn't break open, that you're going to need stitches. That shit will swell up quick, especially, like I said, if you don't open up that area. And he looked like the Elephant Man. He came yelling, "Who the F did that? Whoever hit me is a coward." And right away, I did it, motherfucker. And with that, he shut up and went home, picked up a pistol, went back looking for him, wound up finding him around the corner. He was ducking in the car, got out. Started hitting him with the pistol, started losing it. Was cocked back the gun, was going to pop him. And Lane's like, "The cops." He heard the sirens, the cops, and hit me on the shoulder, grabbed my arm, and I didn't shoot him. But I beat the shit out of him with the pistol. That was the only guy. And then he passed the comment I should have shot him. Got that weeks later. I'm like, "Tell that motherfucker if he wants, it'll be on." And no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. And that was it. So that was the only really serious beef. But other beefs I had were just bullshit fights.
Don H. says, "Do you know if it's true Tough Tony got caught blasting hawks on the rooftop of his restaurant to protect his racing pigeons?" By the way, today's his birthday. If he was still alive.
Well, Tony, rest in peace. Happy birthday. And I'm sure that is true, knowing him. Probably with a smile. He loved his pigeons. My father, too, had a pigeon coop off the Bruckner Expressway at a guy's house, Uncle Frank, they used to call him, in Country Club. My father had the pigeon coop there, all his fancy tail pigeons. I think that's what they are. But I'm sure Tony, yes, I would say 1,000%. I could picture that one. Okay, next.
Roy Munson. Dom, would you ever go back to the old neighborhood for a relative's funeral, or is that too dangerous?
No, I don't think so. My grandparents passed away, both grandmothers, and I didn't go to the wakes. And you know what? I'm glad I didn't. I want to remember them as I remember them. I don't want to see them in the coffin where it didn't look like them. They were all withdrawn. And so, I'm just glad I didn't. But no, I don't think I would.
Jay Stone. Did you get along with Patsy Perillo? Did you meet him officially as a friend?
No, I never met Patsy Perillo as a friend. It was back in the day when we met. And if this is the right Patsy, I'm pretty sure it is. There was a place in by Allenton Avenue called Buster's Lounge. It was Patsy Perillo, Danny Dimes, Ralph Talentino, a few more guys. We created an issue in the lounge, in the after-hour club. We beat the shit out of the guy, kicked him out of the club, and we took the club over. But, and like I said, I was a kid. They were men. They were much older than me. And so I was in their company quite a few times. And that was it. So, might not remember me, and I'm sure he doesn't. It's like I said, I was a kid, but with that story alone should validate with Patsy. But no, I never met him as a friend, never met him afterwards as an adult. Only, and when I say a kid, it was maybe in my 19, I'd say 19 to my early 20s.
This is from Alexander Wilson. It says, "Did you know as Sav Avellino got any heat for being on the wiretap with Tony Ducks? Sal said to Tony that if we don't induct our sons, aren't we saying this life is no good?" That was an interesting conversation.
Yes, Sal had a lot of heat on that, but with all the time Sal did when he got home, Tony Ducks wasn't around any longer. And yes, that was the wiretap in his Jaguar, which even Tony for that, what the fuck you doing speaking inside a car? Come on. As smart as you are, as stupid as you are, you should definitely know, especially in a car. Like, that's what I mean with a lot of these mafia guys, they're lazy. If you have something to say, get out of the car, take a walk, pull over on the side of a road, and just take a walk. And whatever you have to say it. You always expect, that's the way I always conducted myself, that always suspect something's wired in a house. Or even when we frequent certain locations, let's get away from parked cars. Let's get away from telephone poles, stop signs. We always watch out because you never know where, maybe law enforcement, they saw us meeting there a few times. They're going to place bugs anywhere, knowing they'll catch something. So we always pride ourselves, walk in the open, especially if we're talking illegal. Do it late at night, 3, 4 in the morning. We would meet clandestine locations. And that's the way we conducted ourselves. That's why I was never on any wiretaps.
Tom C. Hey, Dom. Nice timepiece on your wrist. What make and model is it?
Thank you. It's a Rolly. So actually, it was a gift from a dear, dear friend of mine, Michael Anderson from the UK. Mick, that's my mate. Love you, miss you. Congratulations with your new marriage. That is my brother. A guy I met, and I'll tell you guys the story. We're at basketball game. So we have season tickets, and he had season tickets. We're sitting next to each other. So, and where we are, we're basically right by courtside. So it comes with meals, free dinners, wine, liquor. So I go down and I'm drinking wine, my wife and I. And I see this one time he's sitting there. He has his 3 kids. He had 4 seats. I had 2 seats. We never spoke before. But I noticed he always had his red wine. So, and he has they put it in a small cup. I'm always coming back, so I had the girl that took care of me. She's giving me the beer cups filled with wine. So I come back, I said, excuse me, here. I notice you have the kids here, but here's a glass of wine for you. I see you drink red. I hope it's the right one. Thank you, mate. He said, mate. I said, you're welcome. So we would go back and forth. My wife is sitting in the middle, and he would say something. I'm like, May, what the fuck did he say? Because with that slang, and then I would answer him, and he said, excuse me, but I don't understand what he said. And he has that British accent, so she would be translating. Nowadays, we know we got used to one another. But one time, during halftime, he leaves, gets up, and this is how classy he is. Let me back up. When I came back to give him his glass, he noticed he had a beer cup filled. So he says, mate, thank you. How did you get this? I said, from now on, go see, I think the girl's name was Jessica. Go see her. She has the back bar. Tell her Dominic sent you. She'll give you the big glass. He said, oh, thank you, mate. Thank you. Thank you so much. So maybe a few games goes by. We're sitting there. It's halftime. My wife and I, we already have our drinks. He left. He comes back. He brings us 2 big things of wine. So he saw Jessica. And he did one better. He reaches in his pocket and comes out with a bag of potato chips, Lay's potato chips. My wife is a fanatic with her Lay's. You can't touch her Lay's. She's like the Snicker bar commercial when you have that, rah, that you're hungry. That's the way she is with her potato chips. So he comes out with the potato chips and says, oh, you're good. You're good. But ever since then, big relationship. He's one of my partners in Sierra Leone. Also donated a lot of time, money. Pakistan, he was with me, Guatemala, and he actually bought me the watch, gave it to me as a gift, gave me a lot of gifts. I mean, great, great guy. He owns a semi-pro soccer club in the UK, made big money in the US with the telemed platforms with the oxycodines back in the day. So wound up selling his company for, I think, 11 figures. So, but great, great guy. Love him. He's my brother. And it's just amazing the type of people you meet when you're living right. So,
Damian Sanchez, can you break down how a sit-down actually works? Is there a formal process where it starts off the same, or how does it work?
Well, everything, sometimes it works differently because it depends on participants involved. But usually I'll use Mickey Boy Paradiso, for instance. When there was a sit down, I'm not sure of the players. It might have been with Randy Pizzolo and Mickey's guy, where we had to sit down over an issue. So what we did was we sat down. First, it was us. We had them sit at a different table. And then we called them over. When they came over, now usually it might be 2 Bonannos, 2 Gambinos, but since Mickey and I, because you always want witnesses there. Since it was Mickey Boy and myself, we had a very good relationship. We didn't need witnesses because we had that high level of respect for one another. So we called the guys over. Whoever started first explained their side of the story. The other guy explained theirs. We asked whatever questions we had. And then we excused them off the table. And then Mickey, at this one particular one, I said, so Mick, what do you think? He looked at me and said, I think they're both fucking full of shit. I started laughing, I know. But what can you do? So how do you want to, and I referred to him, how do you want to resolve this? You're my friend, so whatever you want to do, I'm okay with. But let's be fair, so we both look good. He says, all right, here's the number. Let them settle out. And then here's what we'll take. I'm like, okay, I'm good with that. So, both sides seemed fair. Neither guy really won, but whoever had to come up with the money came up with the money. And we told them what we were taking off the top. And that's what we did. And I told Mick, I said, Mick, no disrespect. I'm okay right now. Financially, like, I'm doing really well. If you want, you can have my end as well. Take it. And, next time, maybe I might need the help. So he says, Dom, thank you. I'm not doing it as well. So, and that's what we did, but that's how we resolved issues. Next.
How much did you guys drink? Because you're slowing down.
E.G. vodka. Really good. I'm drinking.
All right, from Freddie, can you explain a little about how union control works, like the Teamsters?
Union, I could tell you a story that Sammy had told me one time. They won a Donald Trump site, and Donald didn't want to, I guess, pay up. So what they did was, when you go into the job site, technically, you have the chain link fence that's in Manhattan. As the trucks pull up to go into the job site, really, you're supposed to check their air tire, the pressure, the weights. You could take you, if you want, 45 minutes to an hour to check the trucks. So since he didn't want to pay, what they did, they check all the trucks. Where by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the job slowed down, and there might have been about 30 trucks, delivery trucks, waiting just to get in to drop off. Finally, after a few days, Trump came down. What the fuck's going on here? Well, we're doing our job. He got the hint, wound up doing what he had to do, and then all of a sudden, everything freed up. The job started moving, let the trucks in. You overlook what you're supposed to do. And that's how sometimes things work. Next.
Lee Montoya says he's been with you since day 2. Can you give him a shout out?
Who's that?
Lee Montoya from Utah.
Lee from Utah. Shout out. Thank you for following. Hopefully you'll be on our Patreon channel. And hopefully you love the content. So thank you. Thank you for being a loyal follower.
Frank Garcia White, love you, Dom. Sending love from Hell's Kitchen, NYC. Everything you said about Kevin is right on point.
Thank you. Thank you. And if you do have access to Kevin, I don't know if he's watching, not watching, just tell him I have a lot of love and respect for him. And you know what? Guys like Kevin, I'm glad I ratted. I'm happy. I'm at a good place. But I apologize to you, Kevin, because I know the respect you had for me. Guys like that, it bothers me that I did cooperate. But I'm at a better place. But Kevin, 1,000%, send my love, and I wish him the best.
You're slurring.
Or
Justin V, did you mean?
Okay. Am I slurring, Mike?
Yeah. How much?
Am
did
I
you guys
slurring?
drink?
Just one.
Just one. See, I told you, EG is good, folks. Damn.
One or two.
See? No, don't go. Look, see the bottle? This is it. This was a new bottle just opened.
That's because you finished the other one. There was another one that was open.
No. Woosah. And then people say I'm nasty to my staff, see?
Justin V, did you meet any of the Carrazos any other than Blaze?
Did I meet? No, not that I recall. Only the buffoon Blaze. Next. Anything? Well, you want to wrap it up since I'm getting drunk here.
Social clubs still exist, or have they all been closed?
Oh, no, they still exist. They sit in the Bronx and they talk about Dominic Cicale. Word came back. Little bitches, they want to sit on their tables and like, oh, Dom's a rat, Dom's a rat. But if I went up there and I walk in the social club, I guarantee you not one of them will say shit to me. So, but they're lucky for them, I'm not that person anymore. Next. That's it.
Keno Runner, afternoon, Dom. How did Ace make his money?
Ace had some money on the street, loan sharking. Somewhat with a sports book as well. And also Ace ran my body shop. I put him in the body shop. So I think he was getting 1,000 or 1,500 a week. He was getting there. So, and he at one time he was in the union. We had him in the, the Laborers Union in Westchester. That was around us, the Bonanno crime family.
This guy Don H says your Russian accent's starting to come out.
Oh, yes, it must be the vodka. I'm telling you, this vodka is good. Mike, what do you think about the vodka?
That's fantastic.
And you were what type of vodka drinker were
Grey
you?
Goose.
Okay, and what'd you do when you gave me shit the first time? What'd you say?
No, we were at Joey's place. That's when I had this.
Yeah, and would you tell me? No, I'm not gonna try it. I'm not gonna try it. And you tried, you're like,
It's the best.
Fuck. Oh, I like this.
Xavier James, what would have been your first move if you took out Michael Knowles and been made acting boss for Vinny? What were a couple of things you would have put in place?
Basically, I would have followed Vinny's direction. Vinny was my brother. But I would have acted like, I don't know what happened, but here's what we have to do. Here's the word I'm getting back, and that's it. I would have kept everything and followed Vinny's lead. So it wouldn't have been Dominic Cicale, it would have been Vinny. I would have followed his direction. So I think I would have been over my head at that time as far as knowledge-wise.
Let me get this one real quick. This guy's asked like 5 times.
Okay.
Where'd it go? I just missed it. He says, please ask Dom. This is Matthew Santos. Please ask Dom if he ever ate at Rigoletto's. Pasquale Rigoletto's.
Rigoletto's. Where is Rigoletto's? It sounds familiar. So
He says in the Bronx.
okay.
That's Wall Rigoletto's.
Yeah.
I think so. If you could give me the section, was it? Yeah, give me the section if you can, please. I think so. Was it in Arthur Avenue? We'll see.
I don't
Well,
know.
he'll respond.
One that says, I was reading Joe Messino's testimony. He said that Michael Franche's cousin, Carmine, gave him the drop that Sonny Red was planning to take him out. That's interesting.
I don't know. That is interesting.
That was from Alexander Wilson.
I think if he was taking them out, I don't think they would have met like that. So I think Sonny Red was too sharp for that. So, but who knows? After what Joe did and the way he lied, the way listen, Joe's a master manipulator. He even played the government. So, but, that's why I think Vinny should definitely get a new trial with that. Just Joe played everybody like a fiddle.
Pasquale Pontiac said, Dom, I'm happy you enjoyed the free Joey Cupcakes hat. Email I sent you.
Yes, it looked good. But beware when Joey gets out. From what I've heard, he's definitely a loose cannon, and it's a shame. I always liked Joey. He had a good personality. We had a lot of laughs. We did a lot of partying together. But it is what it is at the end of the day.
Again from Tony. Cheers. Have a good Saturday. What is the most disgusting thing you've seen or that's made of the mafia so much so the stomach bad and the neck spew.
Okay, the most disgusting thing I seen today are rats like myself. The mafia, the modern day mafia, they're allowing people like me to work with them in Manhattan on construction projects, rubbing elbows, that guys like Angelo Prisco died for the life, and yet they're letting his rat in the city. They're accepting him because they're they're giving him money. That's a fucking disgrace. That's the biggest disgrace. That's worse than what I did. And anybody says different, you're an idiot.
So the restaurant's on Arthur Avenue.
Okay. Yes, I did eat there. I think one time. Did the Albanians own it or have some involvement with it? Ask them. Well, I just did. See, EG Vodka, folks. Go to egvodka.com. Look at this.
Owned by AC, he wrote.
AC.
I think he deleted the message.
Yeah, I think I did. If Rigoletto's was like a corner where you walked in, then that's the place I ate.
This is Hello World, so there's no name. I guess it says, should people waste their time trying to contact you regarding doing business, meaning selling your products worldwide? I think they're asking if they should contact you about that.
Contact me. And you know what? Everybody, if you look at all the comments and everything, not only YouTube, I have the emails, I have Instagram, and I answer, I'd say 95% of them. So there's some I don't get to, and what happens is when I miss it, so many more come on, and I only look at videos a certain amount of time, maybe for a week. Then after that, if somebody responds or answers a question, I don't ask. I don't ask. I don't go back and look. So I miss it. So just keep on responding. I'll answer, or keep on asking questions. I'll answer back. But, I'm sorry. I can't get to everything.
Just to be fair, you don't have a team who responds for you.
No,
You
I
do it
answer.
all.
I respond myself. Some mornings I'm up at 1 a.m. just because I know so many people need their comments answered. So it's a lot. And I do it myself. If you want my team to get involved, where you don't hear from me, I could do that too. But I prefer to do it my way.
This one's Drush Marush. Says there was
Drush
another.
Marush?
Yeah, there was another Blaze other than Blaze Rodolfo. Who was the other Blaze you beat up?
The only other Blaze was Ernie Muscarello's stepson, Blaze. And I would never put my hands on him. So there was no other Blaze that I put my hands on. And even Blaze Rodolfo, he's my friend. So the two Blazes, I never had any fights with Blaze. With any Blaze, I don't recall.
Eli from Boston, or Ellie from Boston, who would win in a fist fight, Ace or Gene?
Ace or Gene? I would have to go with Ace. Ace was strong. Like, he had a lot of strength in him. And plus, I fought with Ace. Ace's heart. Not saying Gene wouldn't be formidable, but I think Ace is bigger, has more strength. So I would have to pick Ace. But I could be wrong. Gene's also, I heard, was wild and tough. So
I know you've answered this in the past, but Steven asked, would you be nervous if Vinny got out soon? Seriously.
I wouldn't be nervous. I would actually be happy for him. I would be more cautious. Nervous, listen, if I got wind or if I catch something, I'm going to protect myself and my family. So, you better come, you better get me off guard. Otherwise, and I don't want to go there, but you put anybody in a corner, they're going to defend themselves and their family. So I would be more cautious. I'd be more on point if Vinny did get out. So nervous, no. Cautious, yes. And I'd be more, like I said, more on point.
They're saying that Patsy Perello owned Rigoletto's on Arthur Avenue.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure if Rigoletto's, the entrance was like not in the middle of the restaurant, but it was the corner where you walk in from a corner like Rayo's.
Yeah, he said he
It
said
is?
that was
Okay, yeah, then I ate there.
Avenue.
I ate there. So I didn't even know. I thought, but I know the Albanians used to go there a lot too back in my time. So, and I think it was before Patsy owned it. I'm not sure.
Brown asked, Dom, I know in the Philadelphia crime family, Big Ron Pravita was a former Philly cop who got made. Sal Vitale was a former corrections officer, correct? Would a former cop be made in New York?
Listen, it could happen without people knowing. And his name was Ron Previty. He never got made. Best of my knowledge, he never got made, but he infiltrated. He infiltrated as a tough guy. But I'm pretty sure they were aware he was a cop, and they were using him for information. So, you know, it could happen. You know, nobody could say it can't happen. As far as Sal Vitale, when you get made, a list goes around to the 5 families, all the members. And you mean to tell me nobody knew he was a corrections officer in the state of New York? Come on, with everybody getting arrested, associates and everything. But I think that was just a cover-up, and they allowed it. So shame on you. Shame on Joe Messina.
Ryan Brown followed up with that. Nicholas, I've not heard that. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. That's it?
Roy Munson, Dom, did you ever watch The Warriors, a NYC classic? You don't want to get stranded and hunted in the Bronx.
Yes, I did watch The Warriors. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, a friend of mine, Anthony Rubistello, was in that movie. He also was in The Sopranos, too. Big guy, bald head. So shout out to Anthony Rubistello. If you're still alive, you know, the whole family. We grew up in Hazel Towers in the Bronx on Mulford Avenue.
Yeah, already.
Let's do one more. I
Okay.
think this is a perfect one. It's from the Sit Down Jeff Nadu. Dom, is Jeff Nadu's hair real?
I don't know. I think it is real. It's just the way he wears it, combs it down. So, Jeff, run your fingers through your hair next one. That's all. We'll mess it up a little bit. So, with that, everybody, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. Remember, go to our Patreon channel. I think August 1st, we're doing our first release. We're talking about my life growing up. And then we'll be going into a lot more stuff never heard before, pulling up 302s, tapes. We'll keep everybody well interested, well informed, new information, keeping it fresh, keeping it real. It's the only way I know how to do things. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Wish everybody the best, much love, and have a wonderful evening, morning, and afternoon. Salute everybody. We're going to have a party today. Peace out.